Web 2.0 tools for clinical educators. For my final project, what I wanted to do was kind of walk you through some tools that I think faculty could use to develop their lecture content for students in clinical education. One of the tools that faculty could use to store their content that they developed is called Wix, and it's a free website that is flash free, has no coding on there, very interactive, excellent templates, very interactive templates that they can use, but at the end of the day, it's a website that they can use to store their content. Also, with faculty, time is of the essence. So to keep track and time on task, another website or another tool that faculty could use is something called YAS. It's a easy time tracking tool that can look at their productivity. So as we know as educators, we spend a variety of time or a vast amount of time in creating our content. Now this way you can keep track of the amount of time that you've dedicated towards a particular lecture or task, but also this way it allows you to document it maybe for portfolio purposes. So, in a particular class, the class content or the lecture could be related to a condition known as Cauda-Equina syndrome. Now, within this lecture series of Cauda-Equina syndrome, faculty could then give a clinical case related to it. And as the students read through this clinical case, maybe the faculty then could ask them, based on that particular clinical case, what do you think were some risk factors that were related to that vignette? So then the students could possibly go to another Web 2.0 tool called text-to-mind mapping. Now this is a cool tool that students could map out an algorithmic approach to their clinical reasoning, to their thought process, by using each one of these boxes and arrows and just basically describe or walk through their approach of identifying risk factors for back pain. So again, it's a free Web 2.0 tool to use, and it's in real time. You could save these mind maps that you created and convert them to PDF format, and then you could share them among your colleagues. You can email them back to the professor. It's a great Web 2.0 tool. So what next in this clinical case? So if the faculty wanted to, based on that case that they just gave the class, they could also poll them online, do an online quiz with the students. And here's another Web 2.0 tool called Class Marker. Now, Class Marker allows faculty to set up specific questions, put a time frame on those specific questions, and then students can log in to Class Marker and take those online poll that online quiz or that online poll together as a class as well. The cool thing about Class Marker is that it gives the faculty immediate feedback on the response rate of the students, as well as the students in class can see how well they did in relation to all of those questions. So again, a great feedback tool for faculty as they're delivering this content. So in this presentation, what faculty could also do is as they are delivering this content, what happened there? All right, let me just go back. I'm not sure if I missed this, but something else that faculty could do in regards to this presentation would be to, after they did the quiz, they could go back into their question. And of course, with this particular scenario, we'd want to refer the patient off to the emergency department immediately. So what we could do is have an image here from Pinterest with the emergency sign and showing, the intent of that particular case, and go to Pinterest, which has a variety of different images that you could use to enhance your clinical cases. Also, what we could do is once we refer this patient with Cauda-Equina syndrome to the ER, they would go under what's known as immediate medical emergency, so we would have to engage in disc decompression. And here's a cool video that I basically captured from the internet using TubeChop, again, another Web 2.0 tool that allows me to take a particular video and chop that video in regards to the specific components that I want, and then embed that into my PowerPoint. Also, if I wanted to look at evidence that supports the success rate of microdiscectomy for lumbar disc herniations, for example, I can go to the literature and search the database. And when I search the database, I could use Mendeley as a reference manager to essentially start to create a database of related research that will support or refute the procedure of microdiscectomy for lumbar disc herniations. Also there, I could look for evidence for chiropractic manipulation in regards to the treatment of post-surgical post-surgery for chronic equina syndrome. So again, Mendeley would be a great tool to start creating that database for me that faculty can have so that they can embed those references maybe in future PowerPoints. And also for this entire presentation that I could capture and put on my website for students to review, I could use another Web 2.0 tool called Screencast-O-Matic, where in real time I could create an audio, create my PowerPoint, and embed all of these components so students can review them later. So again, Screencast-O-Matic is a great tool to use to have real-time video capture. Or if I didn't want to use screencast, I could go to VoiceThread, where it's collaborative. It allows me to share with my colleagues. I can create a digital story with VoiceThread with this same clinical case that I can give to my students and they could view at a later time. Students can all chime in and comment on specific threads or specific slides in the PowerPoint presentation, and essentially creating an interactive conversation among the class. So finally, the Web 2.0 landscape. It's vast. And I've learned a tremendous amount in this course. And it has allowed me to broaden my scope and broaden my tools that I can use in the classroom to keep it more interactive and make it more interesting for the students and avoid being the sage on the stage. Thank you.